All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going on what you might call a digital archaeology expedition. We're going to take something you probably see 100 times a day, a simple web link, and dig into the incredibly complex world that's hiding just beneath the surface. You ready? Let's get into it. So every good dig starts with an artifact, right? Ours comes from a really familiar place, a social media post. It's just a simple, relatable moment that someone shared online. You know the type. You see millions of them every single day. So the post itself is super straightforward. Someone's excited about their trip to the Kennedy Space Center, and on the surface, that's all it is, a nice little human moment. But, like any good archaeological find, the really juicy stuff, well, it's buried just out of sight. See, here's the thing. When this post gets shared, it doesn't really travel alone. That link, the one that carries this simple story, is actually packed with all sorts of hidden information. It's like a digital fingerprint that tells a much, much bigger story. Okay, so this is what you actually get when you copy and share that post. Look at it. It looks like a completely chaotic mess of random characters, right? It's such a huge contrast to that simple, clean sentence we just read. This right here, this is our mystery to solve. So how do we even begin to make sense of this? Well, we've got to break it down, and the best place to start is with the part of this string that we actually recognize, the URL. This is our first and maybe our most important clue. Okay, so let's metaphorically brush away some of that digital dust. If you look closely, buried inside all of that noise, you'll find this, a nice, clean, simple address. This is the direct link to the image file itself. It's the heart of our artifact. Let's see how it's actually put together. A web browser reads a URL kind of like a set of turn-by-turn directions. First, you have the scheme, that HTTPS part, which tells it, hey, make a secure connection. From there, it just follows the address, piece by piece, starting with the subdomain to find the exact location of that file somewhere on the giant map of the internet. So next up is the subdomain i.reddit.it. Now, think of the main domain, reddit.it, as this massive, sprawling digital library. That little I at the beginning, it's like a big sign pointing you to a very specific department, the one that only handles images. It's a specialized server built specifically to deliver pictures as fast as humanly possible. And finally, we get to the file path. This long string of characters that ends in .jpeg is basically the image's unique serial number. So when your browser finally arrives at the images server, it hands over this exact code, and the server knows to pull that one specific photo of the Kennedy Space Center out of literally millions of other files. So we've just decoded the technical address of the image. That's pretty cool. But let's not forget about the other crucial part of our artifact, the piece that actually gives it all meaning. And really, this is the whole point of all that technology in the first place, isn't it? Buried amongst all the code and the server instructions is the original human story, the very reason this link even exists at all. Okay, so we've figured out the URL, and we've got the post title. Now it's time to tackle the biggest, most intimidating part of this whole mystery, that enormous block of code. I mean, this is the real question, isn't it? If the URL points directly to the image, and we have the title, then what on earth is the purpose of all these extra characters that just get tacked on when you share the link? So, while this might look like a bunch of random digital garbage, it is anything but. Every single part of this string is there for a very specific reason. This is the invisible machinery that makes so much of the modern web actually work. So this code is basically the link's secret payload, and it's doing a bunch of jobs all at once. For instance, part of it is an analytics tracker. It tells the platform where you clicked the link from, which helps them understand how their content spreads. It also probably has a session ID, which is like a temporary name tag that keeps you logged in and personalizes what you see. And it could even contain a routing key that directs your browser to the fastest server in a global network, making sure that image loads in a flash no matter where you are in the world. So we've taken our digital artifact and we've pulled it apart, piece by piece. But why does any of this matter? Why should we care about what's hiding inside a single link? Well, this is the core idea right here. What you see is a simple shared moment, a photo and a caption. But what's hidden is this vast, invisible infrastructure of security, global content delivery networks, and really sophisticated data analytics. And it's all triggered by your one single click. So the real takeaway here is this. The web isn't just a collection of pages and pictures. It's a living, breathing system of information exchange. And every time you copy and paste a link, you're not just sharing content. You're sharing a little packet of data that tells a story about who you are, what you're doing, and how you're connected to everything else. So the next time you share a link, maybe just for a second, take a look at it, see what story it's telling. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. What other digital tools or files are you interacting with every single day without ever seeing the complex and honestly fascinating picture that's hidden just below the surface?